And welcome to the second night of district tournament basketball action here from Linden, Tennessee and Perry County High School. It's time for basketball on Big Oldies Radio. I'm Mike Rushing along with Brian Cruz here in Linden at the Perry County High School gym. Well, we've got another 4 games on tap tonight. First we'll be here for the opening games. The first 2 games will be girls play. You'll have your consolation game between the Collinwood Trojanettes and the Frank Hughes Lady Lions, followed by your girls' championship game, which will feature Wayne County Lady Cats versus the Lady Vikings of Perry County High School. And then that'll be followed by the boys' consolation, which will feature, again, Collinwood and Frank Hughes in that game as well. And then the championship game will end the night with the Wildcats and the Vikings tipping off in that game as well. And it's exciting. We had some games last night. Not everything we wanted to go our way. A little bit of disappointment, but we're expecting some good action tonight.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a little better. You come to a district tournament and you have to play a team in their home gym, and give Perry County girls credit. They came out and played the way they had to last night.
Right.
They made shots and forced us into some things that wasn't comfortable for us, and it didn't go our way. So I'm not going to give up on the girls, though.
Right.
I mean, but we're going to have to put together a better performance tonight against this. And we've talked about this Frank Hughes team before. I mean, they've won double-digit games this year, and you don't just do that for no reason.
Right.
So. And actually played Wayne County pretty well last night after the first quarter. So.
Yep. Yeah, they actually did. So it was a closer margin than it was early in the game.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we'll be tipping off in a few minutes here, either your Trojanettes and Lady Lions. So we'll be back with our starting lineups and get ready for tip-off in just a minute. This is high school basketball action and district tournament on Big Oldies Radio. Welcome back to District 11A basketball tournament action on Big Oldies Radio, where we're a few minutes away from our first game tonight. Your Frank Hughes Lady Lions come in as the number 4 seed. They lost to the Lady Cats from Wayne County last night. Their starting lineups tonight, they'll have 3 seniors in the lineup. Number 4 is Addison Music. Number 24, Laura Beth Battles. And number 25, Juliana Durbin. And they have junior Ava Bryant that wears number 10, and a sophomore, number 13, Tiara Shamer. They're coached by Greg Morris. They come in with, like you said, I think 10 wins on the season coming in tonight. For your Collinwood Trojanettes, you've got senior Ellie Blaylock, wears number 11. You got juniors Abby Smith, number 2, number 22, Sophia Keaton. Sophomore Sarah Creasy wears 42. And wearing number 4, a freshman, is Emmy Reese Brown. And that's your starting lineup for Collinwood Trojanettes, coached by Ashley Sherrill. And again, Brian, the Trojanettes, we said more than once that it's hard to beat a a team 3 times, especially, you know, when you're as close as them.
Yeah.
And these two were matched last night, and here we are. The Trojanettes have got a couple of wins over these Lady Lions this year. Some might say comfortably, but both of them are not nearly as comfortable as you'd like to be.
No,
so they got to be ready again tonight.
No, they're going to have to play. We know what Frank Hughes girls are capable of. We know how good the Battles girl is, and we can't let her rebound and get putbacks and the things that they need to do to win. We have to stop those. We got to force some turnovers, and we really need to take the ball at them a little bit and try to maybe get Laura Beth in foul trouble. We did that at Collinwood. She got in foul trouble, and they're a whole different team with her off the floor.
Right, absolutely. So that's what we can look forward to tonight, and you know, hopefully, either way, both of these teams will. When it comes to region play next week, they start Friday, and they'll have to travel in the first round. After that, the semifinals and finals for boys and girls will be in McEwen.
Yeah.
But Friday night you're going to have to go somewhere. So our Trojanettes and Trojans know a little bit about some of the Region 12. District 12 and Region 6 is where we are, and that will be matched up. We know some of the girls teams like McEwen, McKenzie, Houston County. Some pretty solid teams over there.
Yeah,
and boys, you can see some good play over there as well.
Yeah, those 3 teams, although they're complete, all 3 of those, McEwen, McKenzie, and Houston County girls, and not to leave Brewston out because they're capable of playing well too. They've got a big post player at Brewston that's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah.
But the Houston County is big. McEwen has got a Class A Miss Basketball finalist. And McKenzie has a sophomore that will probably be a Miss Basketball finalist at some point.
Probably so, yes. She's probably hitting the 1,000-point mark this year.
I would think so. I noticed she had 34 against someone the other night.
Yeah.
But those teams have just beat up on each other this year.
Yeah.
They beat each other in the tournament. They beat each other throughout the regular season.
And that kind of gets you ready for this.
It does. Yeah.
It does. It very much does.
So it's going to be a challenge. If you end up at Houston County or McEwen, either one's going to be a challenge. But nothing that our girls can't handle.
All right. They're getting ready for the opening ceremonies here in a few minutes. And we're about a minute and a half away from the starting lineups and then the tip-off. So we're looking forward to that. Again, Perry County High School here with we've probably made mention before about the floor here. It's a college size, which is a good, maybe at least 5, maybe even 10 feet far longer than say Collinwood and Waynesboro like that down there.
Yeah, it's 10 feet longer than Collinwood and probably 5 or 6 foot longer than Wayne County High School. But the boys teams that I've coached in the past, we always had some good success here on this floor. So.
And, we've seen a lot of basketball over the years here. It's kind of new to me when it got started. I actually had to play in the old gym over there in the days when they had Mike Rhodes here, So we had a good team, but we really were climbing the mountain every time playing him.
Yeah.
42 points a game in his senior year, and they didn't even have a three-point line.
No, I know it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He used to hit shots. He used to make bank shots that would have been threes.
Yeah.
So that was something up here. All right, we'll go ahead and take our second commercial break and be back with our opening tip-off in just a moment. This is district basketball action on Big Oldies Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dave Rhodes Memorial Gym here at Perry County High School in Linden, Tennessee for the final round of District 11A basketball. At this time, would you please rise for the invocation by Miss Sarah Creasy. Following the invocation, please remain standing as we honor America with playing our national anthem.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just want to thank you for this day, Lord. We just want to thank you for all the many blessings that you lay upon our lives, Lord. We just want to thank both teams tonight, Lord, and just all the teams. You keep them safe and just be through for it, Lord. And just let everybody have safe travels home. We just want to thank you for everything, dear Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
being played, and they're ready for their starting lineups as we're just about a minute away from getting started. And again, Brian, this Lady Lions is probably the best team they've had on the floor in quite some time, versus just going by wins. But they've played a better brand of basketball that I've seen them play in a while.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely have a you know what you're going to get out of them. They've got a style of play that they feel gives them a chance to win.
First division team, the Collinwood Trojanettes. Number 2, Abby Smith. Number 4, Amy Brown. Number 11, Ellie Blaylock. Number 22, Sophia Keaton. And number 42, Sarah Creasy. Collinwood is head coach by Ashley Sheriff. And now the home team, the Frank Hughes Lady Lions. Number 13, Tiara Shaver. Number 10, Ava Bryant. Number 25, Juliana Gerdau. Number 4, Addie Music. And number 24, Laura Beth Powell. The Lady Lions are head coached by Greg Morris.
And just momentarily we'll be tipping it off, and the consolation game is about to get ready to get underway. Now, you've seen consolation games before. Some say it doesn't really matter. You're just playing for third place. It does matter in positioning for the next round. It depends on where you go. And looks like we're going to have Emmy Brown shooting free throws to begin the game, so it must be a technical foul of some kind somewhere.
Well, I got a little information at the beginning. If you'll notice, both teams are wearing their road uniforms.
Absolutely.
So, in the past, there's different ways to look at it. A higher seed can wear the white or the home uniform, and then sometimes it just goes by the bracket. The reason it goes by the bracket most of the time is because you don't know who the higher seed's going to be. A 4 could be the 1.
Right.
And they're on the top of the bracket. They're going to wear the home uniform.
So Emmy Brown knocks down 2 free throws, and they'll lead without a tip. They'll have the ball out of bounds. Here's a pass that's knocked loose and on the floor, and the scramble for it picked up by Brown, and she's going to get called for traveling. She's actually, that's one of those you're on the floor and stand up, but she was up when she got the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened.
And really only had 1 foot on the floor. So, it is what it is. Collinwood leads 2-0, and here's a pass at full court pressure. They break it down, got a 3-on-1 now. Here's a pass over to the wing for a layup. Good pass from Durbin to Bryant, and we're tied at 2. Lead pass down to Brown. She wants to drive inside. She lays it up off the glass, and it's good. So 4 points. 4 points for Emmy Brown. They lead 4-2. Here's another pass over to Battles. Here's a bump and a shard. on Laura Beth Battle. She tried to sidestep Sarah Creasy, but she was right there in position to take it. And the offensive foul is called. The first foul of the game will be against Laura Beth Battle.
Yeah, it's a big foul.
And now we are getting a warning on the Frank Hughes bench on the coach. So probably just didn't agree with that call, I guess, Coach Mark did.
Yeah, those are the hardest calls to call for an official.
Yeah.
The ones that are most disagreed with, I guess.
Yes, it is, and everybody says that it's never the same but 2 times in a row. But it depends on who the official. There's a turnover during all of that, and the Lady Lions will have the ball. The Music will walk it across the timeline, set it up. And again, it looks like they're setting up in a 2-3 zone. Here's the pass inside the Battles. They got it to her, and she lays it up good. Even against the zone defense, she's able to get down on the block and get the ball to her.
They just overloaded one side and brought her from the backside, and that's a tough guard for anybody one-on-one down there.
4-4 your score. Still less than 2 minutes gone here. Here's a drive, and we're going to get a foul.
Yeah, it's going to be on Addison Music.
Music picks it up. Sarah Creasy set a screen over there, and she just bowled her over. So her first team's third. Here's the pass comes into the corner. Here's Blaylock wants to drive, looking for the ball's knocked away from her and stolen, and I think we're going to get a foul on a reach afterward. Well, he said it was a foul on the green team. Okay, it'll be Emmy Reese-Brown with the foul. After the ball got loose, she reached and grabbed. Here's a full court pressure. They get it in. We got it knocked away, and another foul is going to be called. I think looks like Abby Smith's going to get her first foul, team second. Again, I like that full court pressure. It looks like they don't always have it timed just right or not aggressive enough and get that trap. They're able to get through it. They'll go back into regular setup now as they'll work it out. Here's Durbin, gets the Music out front, over to Shamer, back to Durbin. Back to Music. Here's Shamer in the corner for a three, off the mark. Rebound is mishandled by Durbin and goes out of bounds to be Collinwood basketball. 5:50 to play. First quarter, still tied at 4. Ellie Blaylock will bring it across the timeline.
They're man-to-man here.
Picks it over to Brown. Looks over the defense. Now she'll drive to her left. She wants to drive it down the lane, and we've got 3-second call in the lane. I don't know if it's
Sophie, it's a lot of whistles tonight.
Here's a trap down there. Pass gets away, and it will be the turnover, and that's the press right there.
Yeah, it's just unforced error.
And try to force the bad passes or get the steals, and they threw that one away. So Collinwood will have the ball again, still tied at 4. Blaylock will direct traffic, gets it over in the wing to Brown. Here's a lob inside to Keaton, and she's going to get called for traveling. She did a double hop there before getting the shot away.
I like the idea of going right at Battles right there. We would have got a foul if she'd have kept her feet down.
The thing is, I think she tried to do a head fake, but you got to keep your feet on the floor when you do that. Here's a cross-court pass working against that full-court pressure, picking up the dribble. Still in the backcourt. Now they finally get it across with Bryant. Bryant hands it off to Music. Music sets up the offense. Chamber on the wing. We look for Battles. Gets it over to Music on the right wing. Here's the pass to the inside. A held ball. They got the ball into a cutter, which was Bryant inside, and she was tied up by Brown for a jump ball. It'll stay with Frank Hughes. Music to work it in. Gets it in the corner. Durbin didn't take the wide open shot. Gets it. Here's a pass inside. Knocked away. Almost stolen. They get it back. Gets out. Here's another shot into the post. And Battles lays it in. That's the thing. You gotta, if they get it into her and she has the hands on it, she's hard to stop. Yeah. Blaylock drives the left side, goes all the way around, kicks it over out to the wing. to Brown, who drives in for a layup, and she's hacked and fouled. So she'll go to the line to shoot two. Looks like 10. Yeah, Ava Bryant with the foul, her first, team's fourth. Here's first free throw by Emmy Reese is good. She's hit all three of hers so far in the first quarter.
A lot of whistles early.
Second toss on the way, good. Ties it at 6. 4:26 to play, first quarter. Playing for third place, but they're playing like it's for a championship so far. They're battling. Here's Battles to get the cross. Looks at the Durbin, and she takes out without any dribbles and gets called for traveling.
Yeah.
I think she wanted to drive and see how wide open she was and going to hop up for a.
She had a 2-on-1 there, but
yep.
Her feet took off a little quick.
And she wanted to stop for that jumper, but she needed to bounce once. Here's Blaylock out front, giving signals. Gets it over to Smith on the wing. Smith looking inside, gets it in there to Keaton. Back to Brown, who wants to drive right side, and she's bumped. It looks like, I think Music's going to get another foul.
Yeah.
And that could be a problem. I think that's going to be 2 on Addie.
It is, yeah.
And that's going to be 2 shots. It should be the 5th team foul.
Yeah.
And it's 2 shots. That's going to send Emmy Brown back to the free throw line where she's made all 4 of her shots. Say that without trying to jinx her, but, you know, that is fact. She's made 4 for 4. First shot on the way, good.
Yeah. Shot looks better tonight.
She's been smooth with it and right through the net. No bouncing around her so far. Second shot on the way. Perfect. 8-6 now. Collinwood leads by 2. 3:50 to play. They work the ball into Battle. Still in the backcourt. Get to Music. Music being picked up now. Gets it across. Almost out traveled there. He's going to get a 3-point shot from the wing. No good. Long rebound. Got chased down by Creasy. Hands it off to Brown. She wants to take it all the way down. Has it knocked away from her and stolen. Music comes away with it. Now she wants to drive down. She kicks it over in the corner, battles for a 3. No good. Rebound. Long goes out. Durbin chases it down, gives it to Shamer. Here's Music. She wants a 3. Got it. Addie Music with 3, and Frank Hughes goes up by 1. It's 9-8. Blaylock walks it across the line as we hit the 3-minute mark. Pressure on the right side. Here comes Blaylock on the left wing. Out front to Creasy. Over to Keaton. Keaton looking inside. Gets it Brown. Over to Creasy. Brown out front. Drives in left side. Goes over. Shot off the glass. No good. Tip. Over into the hands of Frank Hughes. Ava Bryant. 1-point lead on the ball with 2.5 minutes to play. First quarter. Frank Hughes sets up. Here's Bryant out front. Gives it to Shamer.
A long first quarter.
Here's another 3-point tip. A tip on the way, and back-to-back triples for Addie Music. Has these Lady Lions up by 4. It's 12-8.
We had a hard time guarding the 3-point line last night.
If they get open looks, it's easy to make it. Here's a 3-point from out front. It's in and out. No good. Chased down by the Lady Lions. Creasy tried a 3 from out front, and it almost got a good bounce, but it wouldn't go in. Shamer brings it across the line. Gets it over to Music. Now to Bryant. Back to Shamer. Now Music on the wing. In the corner to Battles. We've got a whistle on the inside, and I think we're going to get an illegal screen on Frank Hughes. And they're calling, I think it's Durbin picking up the foul. Yeah. Not a free throw shooting situation on the offensive foul. So with 1:40 to play in the first quarter, going to get our first substitution. Bryn Cruz will come in for Collinwood, and Abby Smith will take a seat. 1:40 to go, trailing by 4. Collinwood will have the ball. They'll bring it in. Blaylock will bring it down the floor without any pressure. She'll be picked up by Durbin out front. Gets it over to Brown. Looking inside. She had that pass in there, didn't throw it. Now she's going to drive to the right side. Her shot off the glass won't go. Not enough glass on that one. Bryant clears the rebound. 1:15 to play first quarter. Music across the line over to Shamer. Back to Music. Music drives to the right side. Here's a nice pass inside. Shot is missed. Rebound put up is blocked. They had battles again for her shot down there. She missed that one. Here's Cruz out to Blaylock. Pass inside is knocked away and going to be stolen. Frank Hughes will have the ball again. Again, they're playing good defense on Keaton inside, but
Yeah,
they need to try to work it to her a little bit more. She's been open a few times. Here's Music out front, 35 seconds. Bryant thought about a three, didn't. Now she'll get it back to Music out front. Under 30 seconds to play. Shamer back to Music, and they're going to hold for a final shot, looks like. Coach Morris content with a 4-point lead and try to add on to it. Here's Durbin back to Shamer. Music wide open on the wing for a three. It's good. 10 seconds to play. They'll have to hurry down the floor. Blaylock quickly down to Brown. Brown makes a move. Gets a pass inside to Sarah Creasy. Her shot up and good. And as the quarter comes to an end. After one quarter, Frank Hughes Lady Lions 15. The Collinwood Trojanettes 10. Second quarter action coming right up on Big Oldies Radio. Quarter where Collinwood trails by 5, and they'll have the ball first with a possession arrow as we begin second quarter action. Looks like the starting 5 still in the game for the Clifton squad. Cruz in with the other 4 as the end of the quarter with. Here's a bounce pass inside. Creasy has her shot blocked. Cruz picks up the loose ball, gets it out to Blaylock. Good save down there on the baseline. Here's Cruz on the wing now. Works it over to Blaylock, up out front over to Brown. In the corner and back out front to Blaylock. Looking inside as they got looks like a 5 out where they're playing right now.
Yeah, we're 5 out, but notice they're sitting back in the paint on some of our players. It's really hard to.
And now we're going to get a bump, and the player went down for a foul. Is it Durbin?
Yeah, Durbin's going to pick up her second.
Durbin's second foul, team's first here in the second period. 7:15 to play in first half. Still a 15-10 lead for Frank Hughes. Blaylock gets it to Brown for a three-pointer from the corner. No good. Rebound over the top. We got it. Knocks it out and cleared by, here's Brown. Out front with it, gets it over to Blaylock on the wing. She's going to try a three. Give it to her.
Good shot, Ellie.
She nails it from the left wing, and it cuts the lead to 2. Under 7 minutes to play in the half.
Maybe she'll get hot.
That's what they need. They need to hit those outside shots. Covering up the post. Here's Shamer out front. Gets it to Battles, who comes out to get it. They'll work it back around to the right side, back to Shamer. Music, top of the key. Now she'll back up to the logo. Chasing players around. Shamer back to Music. Music.
A little overload with a screen right here.
Here's a jumper from the elbow that's short. Fielding the air ball was then throws it away. The pass is stolen.
That's a foul.
She's bumping her. She's riding her all the way down the floor. But Cruz is going to try a three. This one's off the glass, no good. Rebound chased down by Bryant. And you're correct. I mean, she was body checking her all the way down the floor there with the hips. But maybe they're just looking at the hands. So, anyway, here it is. His Battles tries to get one to Bryant down low. Back to Battles. She lays it up off the glass. Too strong, no good. And a rebound. We're going to get a over the back, I think, or more of a push on Shamer. Yeah. Pushing the back, that cleared her for that rebound that came off long. So, still a 2-point game. Smith will come back in for Collinwood as Sarah Creasy will head to the bench. We've got Brown, Blaylock, Keaton, Smith, and Cruz in the game for Collinwood.
A little different defense here.
Cruz back to Blaylock. Blaylock wants to drive, kicks it back over the Bryn down in the corner. Here's got a nice move down on the baseline. We're going to get a travel. Kind of a jump stop and then took a couple more steps. Just a little bit too much. Get away with it when you make a Euro step move out of it, but that's after that jump stop, you're going to have to keep those feet down. Still the full court pressure, and Frank Hughes been able to break it so far. They've forced one turnover in so far. They've got it down the floor. Here's Shamer on the wing. Kicks it back out front to Music. Back to Shamer. Shamer has it knocked away from her and out of bounds by Smith. And it'll still be Frank Hughes' ball. 5:16 to play, first half. 15-13 your score. Frank Hughes in the lead. Shamer trying to find somebody to get it in. That was a 5-second clout. Thought it was getting close to that.
Yeah, they just took too much time trying to get into whatever trying to play they were running there. Just was deliberate about moving, and she was just holding the ball.
And Collinwood will inbound it in the backcourt and bring it down with Blaylock across the line. Kelly gets it over to Cruz on the wing. She looks inside, down in the corner, back to Blaylock. Bounce pass inside, gets it over to Brown. Her left-hander off the glass, good. So, Whitney Brown. Here's a cross-court pass that's going to get away from Battles and here's the turnover, force the bad pass. And Collinwood will have the ball. We've got a tie game here at 15 all with under 5 to play in the half. Those cross-court passes can get you in trouble sometimes. Here's a fake on the three. Pull-up jumper is blocked. She gets her own shot back, tries to get it over to Cruz, but has it knocked away. Now outside to Blaylock. She gets it.
Good pass.
Entry pass.
Kick it out.
Kicking it out to Smith. She's going to try a three. Off the mark. Ran down by Keaton. Trying to find a cutter as it's knocked away and out of bounds. Yeah. It'll stay on this end.
A lot better effort right there. Going after offensive rebounds.
Going to get a substitution, a timeout. After a substitution, it looks like Sophie Lineberry is going to come in. I didn't see who was going to go out. I think it looked like Durbin might have been headed up. But a timeout by the Frank Hughes, full timeout. So, got behind. They've caught up. Yeah. They need to try to get some plays down. Still got to play good defense, but they need to find a consistency in the shooting.
Yeah, doing a better job defensively so far this quarter. Seeing Ellie knock that three down is a big plus. Maybe we can get her loose for some more shots, and she'll feel comfortable shooting the ball tonight. Just like Amy Reese already has 10 of our 15. So
she's had, free throws and a couple of baskets. So, yeah, he's able to help out.
You're right, too. We've got to keep going and stuff. It's going to be hard for us to beat anybody if she's setting at zeros. Right. So.
And in the same way, they're going to keep trying to get Battles loose inside.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got it to her. She missed it last couple of shots.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do that a lot. I think she might have hurried them a little bit. Inbound it, try to get it out front to Keaton. Sophia gets it over to Cruz. Bryn, and she's going to, moving the pivot to foot just a little bit and going to get called for traveling. She got the ball in her stance looking for somebody, but may have just hopped a little bit or shuffled the foot.
You can't just be sitting looking at one play and that's the only person that's going to be open. We have a tendency to do that sometimes.
And it was Durbin that went to the bench. Here's a foul. Looks like Abby Smith.
Gonna be 2 on Abby.
She reaches in on Music and commits the foul. First team foul for Collinwood here in the second period. Music will inbound it, get it in the backcourt to Shamer. Tiara will get it back over to Addie. Music got a bump, but no whistle on that one. Here's a pass over to Lineberry. Lineberry gets this one back to Music. Nice pass down low to Battles, who lays it up good. Good pass by Music on that one, though.
Yeah, it was.
Here's Brown pulling up on the wing, gets it over to Blaylock, back to Smith, works it around to Cruz, back to Smith. He'll get it out high to Blaylock, who'll set it up around the logo. Looking over and still trying to work it in. She might have had her there just to try to get it through and we're going to get a kick ball. She was trying to get that ball to Sophia down there. And then Bryant kicked the ball. That would reset the shot clock in college ball, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Think they'll ever have it in high school?
Yeah, I do. I think it's coming really soon in Tennessee.
I think it will too.
I think it's more of a financial thing than anything right now.
Here's the pass inside to
Laura Beth picks up her second. That's a big foul.
Keaton there, who got fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot to. And again, you see Laura Beth Battles with her second foul, team's third.
Yeah, we need to really go at her this last 3:28 of this half right here.
First shot by Keaton is good. Collinwood goes on top by one. It's 17-16. Second shot up, good. Rattled that one a little bit, got a little rim, but she hit them both. So now it says 17, but 17. She made 2 free throws, 1 for each team, it looks like. Here's a steal down on the other end.
Yeah, I don't know.
It should be 17-15.
17-15.
I think you're right, it was 15 all. Here's a drive on the inside. Shot, no good, put back up, again, no good. Knocked out of bounds.
Wait, that's their ball. Oh, they called a foul.
Somebody
They called a foul on us? 2?
That was Abby Smith.
She wasn't even down there.
There was a battle between 2 players and Sophia Keaton and went out of bounds. Trying to get some kind of correction. The one official's at the scorer's table. In the meantime, Abby Smith will go to the bench as Sarah Creasy will come back in. Here is full court pressure. They still have the score out there on there. We'll check on that later. In the meantime, here's
I
Music.
may have missed 2 points, but I'm pretty sure I put.
Here's a 3-pointer that's missed. Rebound.
Pretty sure I put Battle's last 2 points on there.
Keaton went up high to get that rebound. That was good. Here's a drive in the lane for a layup that's missed. Rebound taken down by Battles. 2:40 to play in the half.
It is 17-17. I missed Battle's last 2 points on.
You missed her layup down
Yeah.
there? Okay. So those 2 free throws tied the game down there. All right, we're up to snuff. In the meantime, here's the 4th 3-pointer of the game for Addie Music. That puts the Lady Lions back up by 3. Here's a high post. Nice move, drives down in for a layup with Sophia Keaton. Good job. Almost close to getting a foul to go with it. Here's a lob over midcourt that's going to be, we're going to get Sarah Creasy with the foul. That's a
tough luck foul. How do you, I don't
You
know.
know.
She actually had the ball, I'm pretty sure.
I think she was there to catch the ball, and Shamer was going after it, running it down, and they just ran together. It's not like one hit the other when they were both right there. But anyway, Sarah gets her first foul of the game. Here's Battles gets it to Shamer. A Lineberry out front, looking for Shamer again. It feeds inside to Battles. She's trying to get it over to kick it back outside. Music trying to get through. Lobs this one inside. There's a battle for it, and we're going to get a foul. That was a looked like good defense as they tried to lob it inside the Battles. But according to the officials, somebody got a wrist.
How is that 2 shots?
I don't know, but she's going to the line to shoot. He's calling a 2-shot foul. That was just on a, she didn't even catch the ball. She missed the first free throw anyway. It's a 20-19 score. Second shot missed. Rebound pulled down by Brown. She wants to run down the sideline with it, all the way into the lane. Kicks it over in the corner to Cruz, out front to Blaylock. She drives in, kicks it over. Here's Brown again, drives it all the way in for a left-handed layup. Rolls out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Music. Went all the way around and came out.
Yeah.
A good move, it just wouldn't go down. Here's Bryant, going to get a travel. And tried to take off with it as she was actually catching it, and got too many steps before she put the ball on the floor. Lineberry will come out of the game for Frank Hughes as Durbin goes back in. 1:12 to play. 20-19. Here is pull-up jumper from the free throw line by Brown. Nice roll as it just bounces and settles in. That puts Collinwood up by a point. Under a minute to play, 53 seconds. Music across the line as they break the pressure over to Shamer. All the way, here's a nice try to get one inside. Stolen momentarily, but grabbed back. Now out front for a three by who else? Music. If my count's right, that's 5 3-pointers in the first half. Here's a drive on the baseline. We're going to get a reach and a foul. That should be the 4th team foul on Frank Hughes. And looks like Shamer's going to get he calls for the foul. Her second. 4 on each team. Brown to work it in. Gets it out front to Blaylock. Kicks it back to Brown in the corner, back to Blaylock. She'll find Cruz out front. She won the 3, but she's picked up quickly by Shamer. And we'll work it down. 17, 16 seconds. Probably going to work for the final shot here of the half. Here's a lob to the inside. Nice move down here. The shot is blocked. Shot back up. It's no good. And Creasy was fouled. That's Keaton tried to kind of more of a left-handed move on that one. Didn't get the ball up high enough, so they was able to deflect it. Looks like Battles picked up her 3rd foul in the meantime. 5 seconds to play in the half. Sarah Creasy rolls the free throw in. That cuts the lead to 1. Battles to go to the bench. Mallory Mitchell into the ball game for the Lady Lions. I don't think I've seen her play this year. Second shot by Creasy. Rattles, comes out, no good. Rebound cleared by Bryant. 2 seconds.
Don't foul.
1 second. Going to be a long shot. Here's a long 3-pointer. And she found the 3 she couldn't make.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of the first half. Your score, your Frank Hughes Lady Lions 23. Collinwood Trojanettes 22. Back with the first half recap in just a minute. This is district tournament action on Big Oldies Radio.
You are clear.
Welcome back to district tournament action on Big Oldies. We're at halftime. The Collinwood Trojanettes trail the Lady Lions of Frank Hughes by a single point. They trailed by 5 after the first quarter. It's 15-10. Collinwood outscored them, the Lady Lions, 12-8 in the second quarter to cut it to 1 where we stand. Had a couple of maybe a little chance to maybe take the lead there, or at least tie it at the free throw line. But saw that they'll have to really going to have to work hard in the second half to get these things down and get some good shots in and play some good defense.
Yeah, well, we overcame, one of their players having hitting 5 threes in the first half and still just down 1 point. So,
all right.
Probably going to have to guard her a little better. And another thing is the Battles girl picked up her 3rd right before the end of the second quarter there.
That could be big.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at those first half numbers.
All right, let's start with Frank Hughes. Addison Music hit 5 threes for 15 points, and then Laura Beth Battles had 6 points, all in the paint. So that's 21 of their 23, and then Ava Bryant hit a layup for 23, and then Ellie Blaylock hit a 3. It's good to see her drop one in, and Sophia Keaton had 4. Sarah Creasy had 3, and Amy Reese Brown led Collinwood scores with 12.
So that's where we are at the half. 23-12 in favor of the Lady Lions, who are battling the Trojanettes in the consolation game for 3rd place tonight. All right, we'll send it back to the station, take a little bit of a break, and be back with them in about 5 minutes or so. And we'll have second half action right here. So stay right here. This is district tournament action on Big Oldies Radio. Welcome back to district tournament action on Big Oldies Radio. I'm Mike Rushing with Brian Cruz here as we're getting set for the second half. This is your first of 4 games tonight. Following this game, we'll have the Lady Cats of Wayne County High School taking on the Lady Vikings of Perry County in the District 11A championship game. You'll have Jacob and Will here for that. Afterwards, we'll be followed with the other consolation in the boys' game, and Brian and I will be here for coverage for that game, followed by the championship later. And that we're going to kind of take turns tonight with the Wayne County crew here and the Collinwood crew, and should have some good games. We had a pretty good first half here, even though we'd like to see it better. Collinwood's still in the game.
Yeah.
But you know, they're going to have to do something to get this thing going, or they're going to walk home with 4th place tonight.
Yep. Gonna have to turn some things around.
So as we're in like final 30 seconds ticks off, we'll get ready for second half action. Possession arrow.
Looks like it's going to Frank Hughes.
Looks like they'll have it to begin. And that's the thing. We didn't really see a lot of tied up held balls. There was a few, but sometimes you see a whole lot of them. You know. But it will be Frank Hughes' ball, as it looks like they're going to send their starting lineup out to begin the half, and so will the Trojanettes. They're going to have Music, Shamer, Durbin, Battles, and Bryant. Creasy, Keaton, Smith, Brown, and Blaylock for Collinwood. Frank Hughes will have the ball. They'll inbound on the side as we get ready to start. Shamer will get it into Music.
See if we made any adjustments defensively here.
And they may follow Music a little bit closer there. Looks like Smith's right out on her. Try not to give her open looks. Here's a pass nearly stolen. He gets outside to Battles. Up high to Shamer. Gets it over to Battles again out front. Down in the corner to Bryant. Tries to get it back inside. Good anticipation and a steal.
Could have been her 4th foul right there.
Got a steal by Creasy on that. Here's a drive into the lane, a jump stop, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Music, and that's going to be probably a 3 on her, isn't it?
That is going to be her 3rd, yes.
So Addie Music picks up her 3rd foul, first foul of the second half. There's a lob inside. Keaton loses a handle on it. I think she was trying to shoot that one before she got it. Right in there where she could have had the easy basket, but she loses control of it. So the Frank Hughes will have it. Durbin on the wing, gets it out front to Shamer. Back to Music, being guarded closely by Smith now over to Shamer. She's going to put a 3 up from the high rebound. Going over everyone to get it was Sophia Keaton. Lead pass down to Brown. She tries to run her off the glass. No good. Battle for the rebound being chased. Here's Brown. She runs it down over on the sideline. Smith is at the Blaylock out front. And again, be good if Ellie could knock down some of those outside shots.
Yeah.
And get that going. That could open up things. They lob this in. Here's Keaton. Goes up. Left hand off the glass. No good. And she draws the foul. And let's see who was that.
Going to be Ava Bryant. That's going to be her 2nd.
Bryant picks up the foul that will send Keaton to the line to shoot 2. 2nd team foul. As Brian said, 2nd foul on Ava Bryant. So Keaton goes to the line. First shot is rattles, no good. Still a 1-point game. Nobody scored yet here, and nearly a minute and a half gone in the 3rd quarter. In the consolation game at District 11A. Second free throw is up and good, and we're tied at 23. And going to pick up the ball as the full court pressure will stay on. They'll run to it.
Double dribble.
We did absolutely a double dribble. Chambers looking what happened, but she caught it, bounced it, picked it up, and bounced it again.
Yeah.
And that is definitely by the rule a double dribble. So Collinwood will have the ball under their own basket. Smith to tee it in. Looking for somebody. Kicks it over for a 3 from the corner. In and out, no good. Creasy gets the rebound, kicks it out.
To get out of the paint.
Smith drives, tries to put it up. Shot rolls out, no good. And Frank Hughes will run down the rebound. Had a couple of good looks on there, and
yeah.
nothing would go in. Shooting woes continue so far for Collinwood.
Yeah.
Here's Music. Gets a screen now. The Blaylock gets around it. Gets inside the shot is blocked. Heaton blocks Battle's shot. Here's a running break the other way. And an offensive foul on
Abby's third.
Abby Smith. That's Abby I think she had on her mind shooting that, forcing that layup in there, which she'd been better off to kick it away, maybe could have avoided that charge. Here's nearly a steal now. He's got a trap. It is a steal now. Brown goes up for the layup. Good. We get a steal and a layup down there on the press. Get it in the corner again. Here's the trap, and we're going to get a bump and a foul. So they got it in the corner. Foul was on Emmy Brown from Collinwood, her team second. Just a little tardy getting to get the trap in, and Music was able to get between them and get the bump on that one. Smith will go to the bench as Bryn Cruz will come in. Now there's the trap again. Here's the cross-court pass. Still in the backcourt now as they're trying to. Whoa! And that's going to be carrying a
Sorry to scream in everybody's ears there, but
yeah.
You didn't want to make that call, did he?
Kind of all of a sudden there it was. I don't know what she thought somebody was on her and tried to make a spin move and really held the ball for a second, and she turned around and she'll turn it over.
That'd be one of those hard moves to guard if you could get away with that.
Yeah, it would. Here's a wide open look for Brown. Now she's going to dribble to the free throw line, all the way up for a shot that's off the glass. No good. Put back up and in by Keaton. Collinwood leads by 4 as Sophia Keaton right there for the putback. Here's the steal by Keaton. She drives in for a layup. Good. And a foul. Bryant gets the foul. It'll be an and one as Keaton with back-to-back buckets.
It's going to be her third on Ava Bryant, too.
Third team foul as well. With 5:07 to play, it's 29-23, and we'll have one free throw after the timeout called by Frank Hughes. Good start to the second half. 7-0 run here for Collinwood with a chance to make it 8. So the full court pressure has got a little more aggressive, and they're getting those turnovers, the traps, and the bad passes.
Well, and we're getting to the trap and making that. The pass that they're making is really long, like a lob pass, and it gives you time to rotate back. You just can't give up those bullet passes down the floor. You don't have time to rotate back. But you got a lot more pressure on the ball.
Yeah, the same pass, I think Perry County made it every time last night. They got it before they could get them trapped over there in one corner. They made the cross-court pass over here. And they just made it a couple times here. That's where your middle player, she's got a name in the press, has got to come over there and cut that one off.
Yeah,
and your other guard back here has got to be back here for it as well.
Your backside guard has to rotate all the way down the floor.
Yeah.
It's a tough, long ways to go, but, that's if you're going to press, you got to be able to do that.
But you got to be really quick. If you get them to throw that pass in the corner, then both those players have got to get there very quickly as soon as the ball does.
Yeah, and like you said, if you can get your hands up and make them make a lob pass instead of a bullet pass. And she scores 2 more.
Here's the free throw was missed. Everybody forgot that it was only a one-shot foul. It was a one-shot foul. Everybody stood there. Keaton went right up there, got the rebound, and laid it in. That should be a basket for Collinwood. They counted the basket because it was on. They put it on the board. It was an and one. Yeah, she got fouled, made the shot, and was fouled. It was an and one, so it was one. She shot. Nobody moved.
The only ones that moved were Collinwood players.
Well, and basically Keaton, she ran right up there, untouched, and they're going to send her to the free throw line again. Now we're going to have to get an explanation of this. This is now they're calling this a 2-shot foul. That means they got to take away the basket if that's a 2-shot foul. That should be. That's got to be. Now they are. That's going to be Frank Hughes' ball out of bounds there. That's going to be a basket for Sophia Keaton. That makes it an 8-point game at 31-23. She missed the free throw. She hustled right in there and got it and laid it right in with everybody else standing and watching. And they were all thinking, hey, it's 2 shots. No, that was an and one.
Yeah, and undoubtedly the referee didn't know either. So
yeah, they took him. And Coach Morris is still trying to argue with the official over here. You kind of understand that. But it was very confusing. They had to know that. Collinwood leads by 8. Here's the pass tipped away and out of bounds. As they're getting the full court pressure over there. And they'll stay in the backcourt.
Yeah, playing with a lot more energy right now.
5 minutes to go in the quarter. Get it in the battle. She makes a fake and takes off, pulls up for a 15-foot jumper that is good.
Good shot.
And the first basket of the points of the half for Frank Hughes cuts it to 6. Here's Brown, gets it out to Blaylock out front. Over to Cruz. Looks inside. Got Keaton trying to get position down there. They'll keep it around outside as Brown will take it out front. Works to the left side, gets a screen. Tries to cut back now. Lobs it inside to Keaton. Nice pass down low. Shot is blocked. Hughes trying to get it out there as Blaylock in the corner. Creasy, here's Cruz for a 3. Short. Another scramble for the rebound and cleared by Music.
Good look right there.
Some good looks. They
make those shots.
Got to hit shots. Here's a long 3 by Battles. It's short, and Creasy's there for the short rebound. Gets it out there. Lead pass down to Keaton. She wants to drive inside. Kicks it over to Brown for an 18-footer off the mark. And we kind of see what that was. But they're going to call a foul on Sarah Creasy. That's
ridiculous.
That was actually, it looked like somebody leaning back into her and fell down. Sarah's hand straight up. I don't know what that was. Second foul on Sarah anyway, 3rd team foul. Still a 6-point lead, under 4 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Here's Shamer, gets it over to Music. Bump, but no foul on that one. Almost traveled, and she got her rid of it. Now gets it back. Bring it across the line. Bryant on the wing. Looks inside, cross-court pass is knocked away and almost stolen. Shamer recovers. And another pass that's almost, that we're going to get a bump and a foul.
Holy cow.
As Emmy Brown will get called for a foul. Her 3rd, team 4th.
It's tough when you get to steal and you run into the girl after you steal the ball and they still call the foul on you.
Yeah, that's basically how it went on that one. Here's Music out front, being guarded closely now. Chambers got a wide open 3 off the mark. Cruz battles and pulls down the rebound. He gets it out. They'll clear it to Blaylock. He'll get it across the line over to Cruz on the wing down in the corner to Brown. She wants to drive baseline.
That's a block.
Got a blocking foul. But no, it's just calling it out of bounds. They're just calling it out of bounds to be Collinwood basketball. So we'll get a substitution as Emmy Reese Brown will go to the bench as Abby Smith will come back in. Here's a shot from the corner by Smith. It's off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Cruz. Gets it out to front to Blaylock. Here's a driving Keaton. Lays it up with the left hand. Good. Sophia Keaton having a pretty good 3rd quarter. Gets the lead back to 8. And it's still feet moving. No whistle on that one.
Yeah.
Here's a drive by Music. It's kind of a Euro step there. Misses. Cruz gets the rebound. Gets attacked, and it's the tripper of the ball. Here's Shamer out front, gets it over to Music. Music bouncing the feet, but still nothing.
Yeah.
Now here's a 3 from Bryant, and it's good. Another wide open look, and they knock down the 3. That cuts the lead to 5. We've got a technical foul. Calling a technical foul on Ava Bryant. It's probably something she said after making the 3-point shot.
It's going to be her 4th.
Her 4th personal foul. It should be the team's 4th as well. So, if it's taunting or possibly some language.
Yeah.
Something verbal.
I I don't know. I don't like that technical foul being called, and I know it goes to the Trojanettes there too. But I mean, the kid just made a big shot. Let her celebrate a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, unless it was profanity.
Yeah.
That's the thing. First technical free throw is missed. Second one on the way is also missed. So Ellie Blaylock, the top free throw shooter most of the time for Collinwood.
Yeah.
Can't get an extra point on either one of those. So it'll be Collinwood ball.
Yeah, I don't see that being profanity with Ava.
I wouldn't think so.
I think she was just celebrating and happy, and I don't understand that. But anyway, it helps the Trojanettes out. Give her a fourth foul.
Each official is different, so you never know what you're going to get. Here's a pass inside. Keaton kicks it over to Creasy. Her shot won't go. Keaton puts it up. Her shot won't go either. Back to another shot that's knocked away. We've got scrambled balls on the floor, and we've got a jump ball. I think Coach Sherrill was trying to get a timeout call there, but right there in the official's ear, but he called the jump ball.
It's getting a little ridiculous, honestly.
Okay. So I know this is the different crew that was here last night, but they're going to call the girls championship. Here's a move on the inside. Shot won't go for Keaton, and clear with a rebound is Frank Hughes. 5 points up 2 to go, third quarter. Long third quarter, long game so far. Close to a travel there. She took a couple of steps. Here's Battles on the wing. And we're going to get an illegal screen, I think, offensive foul.
25.
That Juliana Durbin with the foul. It won't be a shooting, even though it is the fifth team foul. Third foul on Durbin. 1:38 to play. Blaylock across the line. 128 to play in the quarter. Here goes on the wing as Keaton gets it out to Smith down in the corner to Blaylock. She wants to drive, pulls up with a jumper. Rattle won't go. Battle for the rebound. Battles gets it. Here's a ball that's knocked away, almost out of bounds, and finally recovered by Music. Long pass down the floor. Battles has it taken away from her by Smith. Tried to use the hand to put her off. She still stole it anyway. Here's Blaylock. It sits up. 55 seconds to play in the quarter. Collinwood leads by 5. On the wing to Smith. Down low to Eaton. Kicks it out for a three from the corner. No good. Rebound, Creasy. And we're going to get, is that Durbin? That's going to be her fourth. It is Durbin with her fourth foul, and that's going to be a shooting situation for Sarah Creasy. 42.9 on the clock. A 5-point Trojanet lead as Creasy has a chance to add to that. Durbin still in the game there. They're going to leave her in there with the first foul. The first free throw is up and good by Creasy. Makes it a 6-point game. Second shot, give it to her. The lead is 7, 42.9 here. They're taking a gamble, leaving Durbin in the game with 4 fouls. Here with just less than a minute to play in the quarter. Here's Shamer, gets it to Music. Music trying to find Battles in the corner. She's going to try a three from over there. Shot is missed, and we're going to get a free throw in the back by Cruz. He just reached over her. I think she had her hand on her back is the thing. She had a left hand on her back and reached over to hit the ball. So that's going to pick up a foul. That's going to send Sophie Lineberry to the line to shoot two. This is team 5th foul. Second foul on Bryn. 23 seconds to play in the quarter. Lineberry shot missed. So it stays a 7-point game. Lineberry there for the second shot on the way. Good. Cuts it to 6. It's 35-29. 20 seconds to play in the quarter. She's going to have to hurry up and get across the line. She's only got, well, they're not counting, are they?
He's not. He's not.
He wasn't counting for the 10 seconds. 7 seconds. Here's a shot from the corner. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, I think.
Shoot the ball up in the air, Brian. You're shooting it straight at the rim, baby.
Looks like it'll be Collinwood basketballs. They'll have it with 3 seconds to go. They'll have time to get maybe a catch and get a good look. Here's a lob inside to Keaton. Got to go up with it. Here's a shot from the corner. Got it! At the buzzer. Billy Blaylock knocks down for 3. And that ends the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, Collinwood Trojanettes 38. Lady Lions of Frank Hughes 29. We'll have fourth quarter action in just a minute. This is district tournament action on Big Oldies Radio. And it's time for fourth quarter action. Trojanettes lead by 9. They outscored the Lady Lions 16-6 in the third quarter to move from a 1-point deficit to a 9-point lead. Frank Hughes will have the ball as we be in fourth quarter action. They're bringing in with Shamer. She'll pull up and get it over for a three-pointer from the wing by Battles. No good. Rebound pulled down. Good rebound by Smith. Abby will bring it down. She wants to drive in, kicks it back out to Blaylock. Thought about a 3. She was picked up on it. Brown will throw up a 3. Shot is off the mark.
Oh, that's a foul. Goodness gracious.
She tried to go over Battles, and Battles was able to knock it down, and it looked like the body was there too. She moved right into her.
Yeah.
But she left her feet, so you're right, probably should have been a foul, but no whistle. Frank Hughes has the ball. Durbin out front, over to Music. 3 seconds, looking for a cutter. Here's a 3 from the corner that is missed. Rebound pulled down by Emmy Brown. Brown gets it out to Blaylock. They'll push it across the timeline. Now they'll stop and set it up. Here's Brown on the wing. Back to Blaylock. Ellie, not getting in a hurry, kind of taking time, set things up. Here's a kick out to the wing for a 3. No good. Rebound. Chased down by Smith. She's going to try to get a shot. It's partially blocked. Next shot is hammered, but no call on that.
They're not going to call it. I mean, these guys have just completely swallowed the whistle down under the red basket.
Frank Hughes has the ball in the front court now. On the wing to Bryant. Out front to Durbin. Over to Bryant. She's going to try a 3 from over there. Looks good, but it's short. Long rebound chased down by Creasy. Gets it to Blaylock, and she'll run it down the floor. Lead pass down to Smith. She'll get it back to Ellie out front. Over to the wing to Creasy. She's wide open, passed up that 3, but she'll get it back to Ellie out front. 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Brown gets a screen, wants to drive all the way. Goes in for the layup, good screen, and she took that right around down the lane and laid it in. Double-digit lead now. First of the game. It's 40-29 in favor of the Trojanettes. Here's a kick out on the wing to Battles. Up out front to Durbin. Finds another cutter. Kicks this one out. Wanting to drive is Battles. And she's going to draw a foul. So the shot was rejected, but I guess they got some arm or hand on that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing about the 3 steps that you took.
Yeah, I was looking. I thought maybe getting a travel call on that, but she moved a long way. Foul was on Emmy Reese Brown, her 4th, team's 1st. Battles to the line, her shot rattles and comes out. So Cruz will come back into the game as Brown will go to the bench. Save her for the final minutes.
Yeah.
Battles eyes the mark for a second toss. Shot is up, rattles good. Bounced about 3 times before settling in.
Yeah, they're going to start pressing now. They don't have a choice.
Here's a shot that's knocked away, knocked loose. Looks like Shamer's finally going to get it. And we got a timeout. And a timeout where it could have possibly resulted in a basket down there. But they had a cutter at the basket down there. But after getting the steal and getting the possession, Coach Morris calls the timeout from the bench. 5:20 to play. It's a 10-point Collinwood lead.
Yeah. It's going to have to pay through all these things that are happening and just.
And yes, I mean, I've seen these officials before, some there, but this is their first appearance in this tournament.
Yeah.
You know, and you get here by being able to be competent enough to do that. It's supposed to be, and so we can complain all we want to,
Yeah.
but
We just work hard and be in your right position. That's
the team's got to adjust to them. And here's Shamer out front. Wants to get it over to Music. She's going to try a three. This one's off the mark. Long rebound. We've got a battle for it. And we've got a push. And it's going to be Collinwood getting called for the foul. It looked like just both two players jumping for the ball. And Abby Smith gets the foul. That's the second team foul, her fourth. And it will be, they'll have it under their own basket, will the lady.
Everybody's getting frustrated, I know.
Shamer will trigger. She looks for Music in the corner. Gets it over to Shamer. She'll try a three from the corner. She knocks it down. That's the lead to 7, under 5 minutes to play. This full court pressure. Quickly across the timeline. Here's Smith being pressured, gets it to the Blaylock, and they'll set up the offense. Now, they don't have to get in a hurry now if they don't want to come out and commit fouls. Ellie would set out there and dribble the whole 5 minutes. They'll let her. Here's Smith on the wing. Drives it around. Finds Blaylock, and she'll bring it back out front. So they'd be content to just dribble this thing out if they're not going to force any fouls. There's still a lot of time, 4 minutes to play. And we're going to get a foul. And who is that? Shamer is going to be called with a foul.
Be her third.
Her third, team's first. So they'll have to foul 4 more times before they get them in the shooting situation. But it's like Collinwood may be willing to go that route. Let them force them to foul. Here's Cruz in the corner, back out to Blaylock. She'll drive it, gets it over to Smith. Abby back to Ellie. She'll bounce it around at the logo. Going to be picked up by Shamer now. And she'll kick it over to Cruz. Bryn being double teamed, gets it over to Ellie. She makes a move, bounce pass inside. Here's a nice pass over here for a layup that is missed, but a foul is going to be called on Battles. Wow. And she looks in disbelief over that one. And it's the same both ways, you know. That's didn't look like a foul.
That didn't look like a foul.
It looked like Laura Beth got the ball on that one. But anyway, it's going to send Sarah to the line to shoot 2. First of which is up and good. 3:55 to play. You know, when anybody saying we're kind of whining about the officiating for Collinwood there that we've been doing, it affects the Lady Lions as well. Second shot is good, and it's back to a 9-point lead. Here is Music across the floor to Shamer, back to Music. Gets a screen from Lineberry. Working around it, gives it in a lob inside. She faked the three-pointer, made the entry pass into Battles, who lays it in. So she kind of fooled them on that. There's a reach, no foul. And we're going to get a travel, more of a held ball carry. And that was fortunate there as Battle flirted with her 5th foul down there.
She certainly did. Yeah.
So, they've got to try to play defense, but they've got the 4 fouls. They're going to have to play with them. You've got to be careful, though. She fouls out. That takes out a big gun. And here's a ball being kicked around. Finally picked up by the Lady Lions, and we're going to get a foul over there. And Abby Smith, I think she may have just fouled out, if it's indeed on her. It is on Abby. And that is her 5th foul, and she will head to the bench for the remainder of the game. That's the 3rd team foul on Collinwood. 42-35, 3:16 to play. We're going to get Emmy Brown back into the game for Abby Smith. She wanted to save her probably another minute, but we'll get her back into the game now. She just have to be careful. If they don't try to go right at her. They may try to get them, force them to shoot the 3-pointers now. Here's Music on the wing into the corner with Bryant. And she knocks down the 3. That's a 4-point game. Here's Brown on the wing. Kicks it back out to Blaylock, who will set up the offense. Again, trying to stall clock and use as much as they can. Maybe work for maybe an open look of it. Here's Brown out front. He'll look over, backs off, being guarded by Music. Gets it back over to Ellie now. She's picked up. Ball knocked away from her and out of bounds.
Holy cow. I'm not going to say anything.
Got bumped, but no call again. They're letting them play tonight. So Blaylock into Brown in the corner. One defeated in there. Has the ball and almost stolen. She gets it to Ellie. Back over to Bryn. Back to Ellie out front. 2:16 to play. Blaylock. To Cruz. To Blaylock. Back over to Brown. Brown dribble gets out of the pressure. And her pass is tipped and stolen. Wide open for a layup on the other end. And it's a 2-point game. A little careless with the pass on that one, and Shamer took it all the way down for a layup. 42-40 now. Collinwood leads by 2. 1:47 to play. Ball nearly stolen again. Recovered as they get it across, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Collinwood. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 1:42 to play. I know, again, your clock's your opponent, but you got to take care of the ball. So Collinwood's got to try to regroup here. The Clifton was on about a 7-0 run, I think, here. If we went from 42-33, we cut it down to 42-40 with 1:42. A lot of 4s and 2s on the board.
Yeah.
Maybe a third place game, consolation game. Both teams are really wanting to try to get a win here tonight.
Yeah. Our youth is showing up a lot right now.
Again, it'll be later in the week before they know the results of where their destination next week. We'll try to pass on some scores if we can later time. Here's the ball getting worked in. Brown will have it. Now she's going to be chased. Gonna have to maybe be careful picking up the dribble too quick on this. Here's driving baseline. Brown's going to just toss this one right in for a layup. Good. You're going to give me those 2 points? I'll take them. Absolutely. Music brings it across the line. 1:15 to play in the game. 4-point ball game. Music gets a pick, screen. Here's Chamber from the wing. Her 3-pointer is no good. Cruz with the rebound. She is wrapped up, and I think she's going to get fouled. I don't know who the foul is going to be on. If it's Bryant.
12.
It was 12. That was Lineberry. Lineberry, her first, team's third. Not a shooting situation yet. 1:03 to play. Collinwood will have the ball at the baseline. We'll work it into Blaylock. Try to get the pressure here. Work it to Cruz. For Brown, got to get it. Hurry, get it across the timeline. Here comes Bryn. She gets it across. Has it knocked away from her. Picks it up. And another timeout is going to be called by Collinwood. She got the trap and had a lot of hands out there. And she did a good job just to keep control of the ball and knocked away from her and got it back.
We need Ellie to go get that ball right there.
Yeah, they do. They had too much separation there.
Yeah. We just freshmen show up as freshmen sometimes.
Yeah.
we need our upperclassmen to be taking care of this basketball right now.
Right now, you really need to force them to get the foul.
Yeah.
Just a couple of ticks under 50 seconds to play in the game and a 4-point game.
And they've still got to foul twice. I mean,
they do. So that could, getting in, making them foul could get some more time off the clock and send them to the free throw line. But if they do that, they've shot free throws fairly well tonight.
Yeah.
So they got to continue to do that when it comes to that.
Time
we'll
out
try to
if
work
they-
it in to get it into Keaton. Keaton. Oh, yeah, she got hit in the nose, and I think Music just fouled out. If that's Music, is that her 5th foul?
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's the 4th team foul on the Lady
No,
Lions.
it's just her 4.
And they put it 4 on the board, so she's still in there. 46 seconds to play. Here's Ellie. She gets shoved from behind by Shamer, and that's going to send her to the line. So I think they had a couple of players in there to try to pick up fouls, like Lineberry and I'm looking at Shamer was still in there. Shamer picked up her 4th foul, so that's going to send Blaylock to the line to shoot 2. We've got Durbin and Bryant set to come back in, and I think we're going to get a timeout now. Coach calls a 30-second timeout for Frank Hughes. 44.6 to play.
Yeah. Big free throws right here.
Yeah.
A lot of time left in this game. We've only got 3 fouls, so we can actually be a little aggressive right here defensively. They can maybe take some more time off, take a bad shot and rebound the basketball. They're going to be going after offensive rebounds, obviously. So
absolutely. And at this point in the game, when it's this time of the game, the best free throw shooters in the world can come up here with the pressure on them like this and throw bricks up there.
Yeah,
so,
it's tough.
It gets to them.
Yeah, it gets in your mind, shooting free throws. Ellie's not shot them well the last couple of nights.
This shot is off the mark, so if she misses the first one, stays a 4-point game.
She's doing a lot like what Bryn's doing with her shot. She's just kind of pushing it at the rim instead of shooting it.
Second shot, good.
A lot better.
Got that one to go in.
Yeah.
Good touch and everything. Perfect. So it's a 5-point game. The 40 seconds as Music brings it across the line, gives it to Shamer. Had a 3, but she passed it up, gives it over to Durbin. Durbin picks it up back to Shamer. Shamer got away with a travel there. We'll get it back to her. She wanted the 3, and she's going to try to get it in. Here's Bryant covering her up. Get it inside the battles. Her shot is off the bat, good, and we get another timeout. So they worked it down to 20, just under 21 seconds, but they come away with a basket, and it's a 45-42 lead. Collinwood will have the ball. So try to check some of these other district games from District 12 for region matchup. We had a game. We had the semifinal game tonight. Looks like at first half, Houston County was leading McKenzie 21-20 at the half. A 1-point game there. See if I can find an update here. It is. That's still
got the halftime.
Still has the halftime score on that one. See if I can make it update. We'd like to be able to pass that on, keep that up. But anyway, win or lose, however it goes over there, it'll be Monday night for girls, Tuesday night for boys, before we know what destinations that our teams will go to for region action. Semifinals and championship games are in McEwen and regionals. The first rounds are seeded teams. Higher seeded teams will get home games. That means both of our Wayne County teams here, Wayne County High School teams.
They've only got 4 people on the floor. Somebody's got to be open.
Actually, I see you're right. I only see 4 people on the floor. I don't know if the officials have noticed that. Is that as illegal as having too many?
No, you can play with 4 people.
I thought so. I think they've had to finish games before that because of fouls.
Shamer picked up her 5th.
Her 5th foul as they fouled Brown on the inbound pass, and she's down there ready to shoot free throws. Now they're going to go down to play defense.
Yeah, I don't know what.
They got just about a full second off. It's at 19.5.
And they still just have 4 on the floor.
So they've got 2 set to come in. Their substitutions is Battles and Durbin in here. Brown's free throw is good. That increases the lead back to 4. That shot's big. So O'Neill and Lineberry will come out of the game. Now Lineberry is going to stay in. Lineberry was set to come out because they had 2 come in, but they only, as you said, only had 4 in the game. Now they have 5. Everybody else on Collinwood is on the other end. Second shot on the way, good. Another big free throw for Emmy Brown. She had a good night.
Yeah, I give her a 20 on the night.
15 seconds. They'll run it across the floor. Get it to battle.
Point line.
Kicks it over to Bryant. She's going to try a long 3. Shot missed. Rebound. Lineberry kicks it back out to Music for another 3-shot pointer. This one is knocked away. Saved back in. Long pass. Go down the floor.
Get it.
And that's the end of the basketball game. Good. Your final score, Collinwood Trojanettes 47, Frank Hughes Lady Lions 42. We'll be back with a recap in just a minute. This is district tournament action on Big Oldies Radio. Welcome back to District Tournament action on Big Oldies Radio. Mike Rushing and Brian Cruz here. As we heard, the Trojanettes finish with a win in the consolation game. They will be the 3rd place team in the district for the 2026 season. They'll run the record of 14-12 on the season, and they'll get ready to find out later on next week what their destination. They will be on the road on Friday night. Good 4th quarter after the Trojanettes had a really good 3rd quarter to turn a deficit into a good lead. Saw some pressure and a good comeback from the Lady Lions and a very good effort to cut this down and challenge and make this go down to the final buzzer.
Yeah, this was one of those games that was so many whistles blown, so many fouls. You know, practically everybody had 3 or 4 fouls that played any. And so you got to win ugly sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I thought Frank Hughes had a good game plan and made shots. The music girl made all those shots in the first half, especially. And I don't think she scored in the second half, which was probably the difference in the game.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a quick rundown for the Lady Lions from Frank Hughes. Addison Music finished with 15. Ava Bryant 8. T.R. Shamer had 5. Laura Beth Battles had 13. Sophie Lineberry had 1. And for the Trojanettes, Ellie Blaylock had 7. Sophia Keaton had 13. Amy Reese Brown, leading scorer on the night with 20. Sarah Creasy had 7 for 47. So,
and look at that free throw total there for the Trojanettes. 17 out of 20. That's 85%.
Yeah. And
only 2 of 6 from Frank Hughes. So another key factor in the ball game.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay. It's Mike Rushing and Brian Cruz saying thanks for tuning in to this game, and we'll see you after a while in the boys' consolation game. At this time, keep it right here. This is district tournament action on Big Old